The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has a complex and multifaceted history, and the events that led to Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories are complex and controversial. Here is a brief overview of the main events. Background. Before the founding of Israel in 1948, the area known as Palestine was under British rule. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan that would separate Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state, with Jerusalem as an international city. Jewish leaders accepted the plan, but Arab leaders rejected it, causing tensions. 1948 Arab-Israeli War. When Israel declared independence on May 14, 1948, neighboring Arab countries such as Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon declared war on Israel. The conflict has led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians due to war and Israeli military operations. Armistice Agreement. The 1948 war ended in 1949 with a series of armistice agreements between Israel and its Arab neighbors. The agreement established temporary borders, placing the West Bank under Jordanian control and the Gaza Strip under Egyptian control. Six-Day War, 1967. In 1967, Israel went to war with Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. Israel won the Six-Day War, resulting in the occupation of the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, from Jordan, the Gaza Strip from Egypt, and the Golan Heights from Syria. This event significantly expanded the territory under Israel's control. Oslo Agreement, 1993-1995. Peace negotiations between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, in the 1990s led to the Oslo Accords. The agreement divided the West Bank into areas controlled by the Palestinian Authority, Areas A and B, and areas controlled by Israel, Area C. The goal was to move toward a two-state solution. Ongoing settlements and disputes. Despite peace efforts, Israel has continued to build settlements in the West Bank, which are considered illegal under international law by most of the international community, including the United Nations. Settlement expansion has been a major issue in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Current status. The status of Palestinian territories, particularly the West Bank and Gaza Strip, remains a key issue in the conflict. Efforts to reach a peaceful solution continue, but the situation remains complex, with ongoing conflict, violence, and humanitarian issues affecting both Israelis and Palestinians. Frequently asked questions. How did Israel come into existence? Israel was established on May 14, 1948, after the end of the British Mandate for Palestine. In 1947, the United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution recommending the separation of Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state, which led to the creation of the State of Israel. What is the Balfour Declaration and how did it influence the founding of Israel? The Balfour Declaration issued by the British government in 1917 stated support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This declaration laid the foundation for Jewish immigration and settlement in Palestine, ultimately contributing to the founding of Israel. What happened during the 1947 UN Partition Plan? In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan that would separate Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state, with Jerusalem as an international city. Jewish leaders accepted the plan, but Arab leaders rejected it, increasing tensions and eventually leading to armed conflict. What were the main events during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War? The 1948 Arab-Israeli War, also known as the War of Independence, occurred after Israel declared statehood. Neighboring Arab countries, including Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, and Lebanon, have declared war on Israel. The conflict resulted in significant displacement of Palestinians and the establishment of Israeli borders. How did Israel gain control of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem? Israel took control of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem through the 1967 Six-Day War. Following wars with Egypt, Jordan, and Syria, Israel occupied these territories, resulting in serious geopolitical consequences and ongoing conflict. What are the Oslo Accords and what impact did they have on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? The Oslo Accords signed between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, in the 1990s established the framework for peace negotiations. This has limited Palestinian autonomy in certain areas of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, areas A and B, but core issues of the conflict, including borders and refugees, remain unresolved. Why does conflict continue between Israel and Palestine? The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is multifaceted, including national narratives, territorial disputes, security concerns, and other complex issues. The ongoing conflict concerns, among other things, settlements, borders, the status of Jerusalem, refugees, and the establishment of a Palestinian state. What is a two-step solution and why is it difficult to implement? The two-state solution envisions the creation of an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel. Challenges to its implementation include territorial disputes, security issues, settlements, and the status of Jerusalem. Negotiations are continuing, but a comprehensive solution has not yet been reached.